The first thing I wanted to react to was a update from our guy Bruce Rivers, who has done a video called Criminal Lawyer Explains Andrew Tate's Detention Extended 30 Days and Adin Ross. So basically what he's going to go over is how Adin Ross recently said that he plans on visiting Andrew Tate in prison, and then recently they have detained the top G for 30 more days. No evidence found. Nothing to be able to actually convict the man of anything, but 30 more days in jail while they still searching. This is getting fishy, man. This is getting fishy. But let's get right into it. Buffer. But who is he? But who is he? And what'd he do? Stop
Hi, this is Bruce
snitching,
Rivers.
guys.
Welcome to another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, board certified. That's B-O-A-R-D, certified.
Board
criminal
certified.
defense lawyer. Today we're reacting to the gift that keeps on giving, Mr. Andrew.
Mr. Plenty.
Before we do, this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com.
Is it?
Let's say you are getting all your vehicles forfeited by the Romanian government. And you're sitting in a shithole jail where there's just one ship in the middle and there's 56 guys around you, by the prosecutors to extend the stay in his little palace that he's got there for another 30 days. Damn. But not just for him, for all four. And they're likely to appeal this ruling. And so my guess is that when they appeal the ruling, the prosecutor's going to have to tip their hand a little bit saying this is why it's necessary.
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't. But here's what this extended detention does. This extended detention allows, number one, allows them to continue their investigation, which they're going to do, but it also sweats the smaller players, right? So you've got four people, two of them are women. So he's got his brother, who's probably not going to snitch on him, and then you've got these two women. I'm glad
you know. Tristan Tate is exactly what I am for my older brother. Me and my older brother aren't even like, we're not with each other every second of the day, but I defend this man to the end of the planet. I will defend him on anything. There ain't nothing you will come to me asking me about my brother. If I don't know you, you some foreign entity. Unless you my mother, you my father. If you come asking me about my brother, first of all, he's the GOAT. Ain't nobody better than him. And second of all, he ain't do nothing. That's all I gotta say to you. And I'm glad he knows that Tristan is the same way, man. That's a ride or die. Yo, L Wi-Fi though. That's funny.
Are gonna sweat. You watch.
So they're targeting the girls, basically.
If they didn't start snitching on him. A
girls?
spokesperson for
I don't
the
know.
anti-organized crime agency, DICOT, told the Associated Press that the prosecutors requested a 30-day extension to keep all four in detention while the investigation continued, and the judge approved it Friday. Now, Andrew Tate's lawyers, remember they had that initial 30 days and they appealed it and lost. And they're calling this an outrage. Ion Gliga, a lawyer for the Tate Brothers, said he considered the ruling on Friday totally unjustified. Only an hour ago, the session was closed and the file had 20 volumes, he said. I find it very hard to believe that someone has physical capacity to study the files in such a short time as only yesterday it reached the tribunal. In other words, the judge certainly couldn't have looked at everything and ruled that fast. So Andrew Tate's got somebody posting for him on Twitter. I don't know if he's got a device in there that he can...
Listen, alright, Bruce, I know you're never going to see this video, but the reason people are saying that you're biased, my guy, is because you're talking in these... and I know you've also admitted that you are biased, but hold on. You're talking in all of these, funny voices and stuff, and it becomes so evident that you have, you have no positive thoughts about Andrew Tate whatsoever. And you've already addressed this. You've already addressed how you think that he's a net negative for males, and you think that just the things that he preaches are not positive preaching points for males, and that we should seek to be family men. But you got to understand that there are differences between the levels that you and someone like Tate is at. And I get, no matter how much money you get, no matter how much fame you get, you're supposed to hold on to those values. You're supposed to hold on to I'm going to stick to my wife. I'm going to take care of my kids. But what also you have to consider is that he's from a completely different culture, raised by a completely different type of man. Emery Tate was no joke, man. So you have to take those things into consideration. And if anything, he has stuck to his morals. He's never been the monogamous, wife and kids type guy, and I don't think he's ever been trying to portray himself as that. So I just think it's kind of belittling when you criticize him and say that he's a net negative for males when he's preaching 90 to 95% good points. But again, that could just be me. What do I know? What do I know?
It reached the tribunal. In other words, the judge certainly couldn't have looked at everything and ruled that fast. So Andrew Tate's got somebody posting for him on Twitter. I don't know if he's got a device in there that he can do that or if somebody else is doing it for him. But I'm in detention as they look for evidence. Evidence they will never find because we are not guilty. They have and will continue to ignore and throw away any and all testimony or hard evidence that we are innocent. Boy, when you're sitting there, you're egging them on. And one of the things about prosecutors...
Maybe it's because he knows he's not guilty.
So you start criticizing them, they get motivated. The federal prosecutors in almost every jurisdiction are motivated as hell. FBI agents are motivated as hell. When you have the Romanian prosecutors and you put out public statements out there how they're corrupt...
Respect to Romanian courts. What do? They're corruption-free, as we all know.
My case isn't about truth. This is about politics. It just isn't a smart play. That's my client. I'm telling you, shut the fuck up. Keep your mouth shut. Let's keep under the radar. Don't give them any ammunition. Because that's what he's doing by opening his mouth. Now...
All right, but Bruce. Imagine if Andrew Tate got arrested and it's been 60 to 90 days now and said nothing. All of these news articles that are coming out about him and he said nothing. Don't you think that the narrative that is being pushed about him would have been driven so much harder into the skulls of those bots who already are believing everything they're absorbing? If he said nothing, they would have lost their shit. But see, he's not saying anything. He's not saying anything because he knows he's guilty. He's not saying anything. So he's got to let them know, I'm not a fucking human trafficker. I'm not anything they're portraying to me except for maybe a tax evasion type person. maybe that. But all the other stuff, all the others.
have seen a lot of comments about one of the past videos that we did, and we were able to get a video that I don't think anybody else had. And let me tell you something else. We have a lot more of those. So if you'd like to see some more of that stuff, let me know because we can react to it. And and I think it's instructive.
What video would you have that nobody else had, Bruce?
Look at everything he's saying with a critical eye. It's self-snitching, 100%. And if you're saying it's just a persona, well, it's his own statement.
Hold on, remove myself.
And whether he was serious or not, it's coming into court. Period. His own video. And the judge has already used his own videos in determining whether or not he was going to detain him. So when you sit there and you criticize where he talks about how corrupt Romania is, how easy it is to bribe a guard, I'm just going to walk into jail and I'm going to, and they'll be eaten out of my hand.
Put me in jail. I'm going to walk in there with a pile of money like this. Guards.
He's played this clip like
he's calling this a travesty
20 times in the last 5 videos.
Where Romania is and where Romania's place in the world is right now. They were an Eastern Bloc country, but they're part of a developing body of countries who are part of a UN compact on human trafficking. So they are trying to improve their judicial system. They're trying to improve their position in the world. And this is a very high-profile case. And if they succumb to somebody like this, they're going to be highly motivated to do it right and to make sure that he's prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Do I take
No, but what you're not understanding is that they're already highly motivated. They're already incentivized to do this. When he said it's backed by politics, the political goal is to be recognized and sort of adopted by Big Papa US, by the United States. They want to be like, hey, look, US, we're prosecuting people the same way you do. We're the same. We're friends, right? So it is politically driven for them to take this guy down, especially since his impact is widely happening in the Americas, where the things that he's saying are being targeted and are hated by the most people in the West, in places like the UK and like United States. It's not the places he's at, like in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Iran and those places. Those places aren't like, no, boo Andrew Tate. They're like, that's my guy. So of course it's gonna be politically driven. They have a good side to strike with Big Papa US, Big Daddy.
Do it right, and to make sure that he's prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Do I take glee in knowing that the top G is out there?
Yes.
I don't really like anybody doing jail time. And I'm a defense lawyer. But he, by his own words,
Sure.
has criticized the Romanian government, said he went there
Criticize
to
every
avoid
government.
law enforcement in London, and how easy it was because they're all corrupt there. Well, he's made a big mistake. He's made a very huge miscalculation, and that is going to bite him in the ass. And it has bitten him in the ass with the 7 passports and everything else he said. So, and this isn't just my conjecture. With all eyes on Romania on this very high profile case, they're going to want to get it right. So, as Andrew Tate sits in this Romanian jail, who gets to see him? His lawyer's team gets to see him, and he put the 5 other people on his list. And one of those people is the popular streamer Adin Ross. And Adin Ross...
You put Adin Ross on the list?
He's trying to look like him. It's just kind of... You ever seen the movie Single White Female? Watch that movie and then think about this. This is just really weird. But his lawyer cast doubt on whether Adin's going to be able to go there. Adin says he's got a trip to Romania.
There's no chance he actually put Adin Ross on his list of people who
The
can
lawyer
visit
says,
him.
I don't think he's going to come. And here's the thing. If I were him, your mom, your sister, somebody for support, sure. Everything you say to them is going to be recorded. And if you try to get a statement out there, that's going to be a problem for his defense. So every word that comes out of your mouth that's not on the fucking stand is not something that should happen.
All right, I don't know if this is actually true, but
is-
did he actually put Adin Ross on the list though? Because I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of embarrassing. Adin Ross is on your list of people who can visit you in jail. Like, I get it's like, okay, that's the person that's gonna have like the most influence that I can get to, but not like Sneeko, not Myron. Myron, like, he literally is a former freaking law enforcement agent, and he holds structure. But there's no way Adin Ross is on that list, bro. It's just there's not. I don't believe that for a second that Adin Ross is on Andrew Tate's list. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But that just seems highly improbable, in my opinion.
Your own words come into court, and his own words
What the fuck?
are going to kick his ass. So this is just our little update on Mr.
A little
Tate.
update.
And if you're sitting there in your basement with your Cheeto-stained underwear,
Nope.
find something else to do.
I'm
So
in my
we'll see you
living
next
room
time here
chilling,
on,
Brody.
Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Doing
I'm
push-ups,
Rivers,
getting swole
not an incel.
with my 0
Follow us on
viewers.
Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and sign up for Patreon. And we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058.
58.
That self-snitching gon' get you put away.
Put away.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case.
Got the
He know all
case.
the charges that you about to face.
About the
You ain't
base.
coming home till 2058.
58.
That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, police is at my...
Alright. Okay. That was interesting. That was criminal lawyer Bruce Rivers explaining Andrew Tate's extended detention and also the whole Adin Ross trying to visit him situation. If you haven't already, head over to my Rumble. It is rumble.com/Dreamers Entertainment, or you could just go on Rumble and go to Dreamers Entertainment by searching it. Follow me on Rumble so I can start streaming on Rumble, and the intros like I had on this video won't get demonetized because I can actually play music without worrying on Rumble. I can actually listen to music without worrying on Rumble. So if you're interested in watching more of me, if you're interested in seeing my content, all the videos I post on YouTube automatically get uploaded to Rumble. Head over to Rumble and give me a follow. Like all the videos over there. If I get to 25 followers, I can start streaming exclusively to Rumble, and that'll be pretty fun because then I can do a lot more content that I like versus having to appeal to the YouTube algorithm and appeal to YouTube sensitive ass. That would be very much appreciated. Thank you very much to anyone of the 0 people that are watching.